So I was just saying that when someone messages me first, then I will just, I'll accept the request, and then I kind of follow Jessie Lee's lead where she just says like, hi, how did, like, why are we connecting basically? And so if they're messaging me and I see that they're probably network marketing or something, then I will just be like, hi, how are you? And wait for them to pitch me to see what they're going to do. And if they don't, then I just start up again with, hey, so where do you stand on this? And because I don't know why they connected to me, like I said, some people just like my comment and don't even answer. And I'm like, okay, so hey, where do you stand on this? And then people that I know, I've still tried to use the what do you know about stem cells for people that like know me, because I'm still trying to figure out, like, my warm market is a little bit different. Like I was telling Don before, my warm market, like, we're on an island, they pretty much know what I do, and they will ghost me when I do the network marketing thing. So I just really have to like, well, where do you stand on this? 1 to 10. If they're a 9 or a 10, then I'll move into a marketing, the marketing, like maybe where do you stand on stem cells? I haven't had a 9 or 10 yet. So I haven't had to, I don't know what I'm going to say as far as like, I haven't practiced it like with a person, but if they're not a 9 or a 10, then I won't even bother, because from what Kim is saying, it's going to turn into a persuasion speech. And I'm not trying to persuade people to try the patches. I want them to be interested.
Right.
And that presentation at the convention by that older couple, that should be reviewed very often.
Yeah, and we will review that for sure. I agree. The one what they're talking about coming from the heart.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. And with that mindset, everyone we meet, unless they are a horribly negative person, and there are a lot of those out there, but unless they're horribly negative, everyone we meet can be a friend. Can be a friend. And that's the beauty of the human nature. Human nature basically is to love everybody. And those who don't know how to do that still have that love in them. They just don't know how to do it. And that presentation by that man and woman, that should be on everybody's mind all the time.
Yeah. Agreed.
I should go in there and capture it. I don't, Don, I'm nowhere near.
Hold on. You're breaking up, Shadow. Is that me or you guys?
Expertise.
Okay, hold on.
Taking these videos and capturing them and so forth and so on. I just have never got into breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, and my break is, hey,
Potato, if you have an iPhone, you can do screen capture from your phone, and you can manipulate it with iMovie, which is what I do. I've been able to just screen capture images from the internet on my phone, and then I upload them into iMovie, and you can edit them. You can do voiceovers. You can do anything.
Even audio, even videos?
Yeah, definitely
Really?
videos. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And you can do it on your phone or on your Macintosh computer. Thank you.
I need to learn how to do that because I run and stuff all the time that I want to get and save. And there's so much in that convention, those videos, that is well worth saving and valuable information.
Yeah, you can definitely do it on your phone. There should be some video tutorials on YouTube that are kind of easy. I go to YouTube whenever I'm trying to manipulate iMovie and I don't know how to do something. I just go on YouTube and I find it. So
yeah. We have a group. I have another group at 7 a.m. California time that been meeting for years, 5 days a week. And the leader of our group, who passed away here over a year ago, he's anytime we had a question, go to Google Google it. That was his common response. Google it on YouTube. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of information available today is absolutely unlimited. The only thing that provides you any limitation is your lack of imagination. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, this business, this LifeWave company, led by David Schmidt, is without question, in my mind, the answer to the future of the world. People like him. I mean, people like him reinforce my belief in the future being good. And the more I listen and watch some of the stuff that's going on in the world with this guy named Soros and all that kind of stuff, the more you see of that, the less positive expressions and feelings you have for the future. But watching David in that convention, it's just the total opposite. How can you not have great expectations for the future when you have people like David Schmidt around? And I feel the same way for the CEO of another company I'm involved with, but he's just because he knows how to run a company. David Schmidt knows how to run the world. Now, that's really kind of, some would say that's exaggerating, but I'll tell you what, if you listen to that 1 hour video that opens up getting started on the app, you will probably develop that same mindset too about LifeWave. It is without question the company to stay with for the future. Unbelievable. And he brings in such incredible people, like that girl that we watched yesterday morning, her training and so forth. Typically, a person would not have her on stage because she's not very attractive weight-wise, but he knows what she can do and what she's like. And then when she said how she's already lost 18 pounds or something like that, that reinforced everything about her credibility, about her basic knowledge, and about the future of LifeWave, in my opinion. It's all my opinion, all this. But it's exciting to think of all those things that we have at our fingertips. Well, it's just a push of a button on your computer, your keyboard, the access that we have to unlimited knowledge and potential like LifeWave. I mean, I can't believe I didn't tell you this. I put the patches on my one Philia I have, and one day, the next day, which was yesterday, the second day, I saw such a major improvement in her that it was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And I was astonished. Now, she's still got more to go, and from my dowsing on her, she's got another 7 or 8 days before I see another area of her anatomy change for the better. But in one day, I saw a significant change in one of her problems. And for several years, I've been checking with veterinarians trying to find a solution to this problem. Those 2 patches did it in one day. Unbelievable. And one day, but it wasn't the patches as much as it was, no, it was excuse me, it was the patches, but it was my experience with the horses and so forth. It's everything counts. I'm sure you've heard that everything matters. And so it wasn't just the patches, it was me and the veterinarians that told me all the stuff I couldn't do and why it wouldn't work. All that adds up. Everything matters. So the patches were the final straw on the back of the horse that gave it the cure. And you're not supposed to use the word cure, and that's horrible. The fact that we're not supposed to use the word cure because of the pharmaceutical control over us in this world is ridiculous. And people like David Schmidt, his future, will be rid of that. We'll be open-minded enough that we can use any word we want without, and even all this stuff about um, uh, characterizing people and discriminations and so forth. Those are all things for the past. They're not for the future. They're not for the future of this world. We need to get rid of it, period. I'm sorry, I'm on a post. I'm getting off the podium.
Yep, that's awesome.
I just got emotional when I start thinking about what we have with LifeWave.
I'm glad it's working for your horses because I know you were kind of skeptical in the beginning.
Oh, I get goosebumps.
One day
Yeah.
is it? That's good.
Yeah, one day. I'm telling you, it was so obvious. I was flabbergasted, and it never really sunk in until I really thought about it more. Whoa. But I took this horse to the vet to get her teeth floated because she was slobbering, drooling a lot. And the vet floated her teeth. She wasn't so bad, but she needed a little bit here and there. You always do. That's what they get paid for. If they looked and said, well, she don't need to be floated, they wouldn't make any money. So
What do you mean by that? David, what does that mean?
the teeth, when the teeth wear, they grind down, they get those sharp edges on them and so forth, and grinding the teeth. And even humanoids do that, but not as bad. But horses are notorious, depending on their feed, they grind their food. You know, that's how like you hear them grinding. It's such beautiful music. But it wears the teeth unevenly.
Right.
So it depends again on the food. My horses, as a rule, do not need that. And I didn't think she needed it. But the vet, I said, well, while you're there, find out why, see if you can discover why she's drooling. I mean, she was slobbering so much, she made a mess. And she saw nothing. I went to another vet, and he said, well, he said, take a hose and stick it up in her mouth and flush all her mouth out. Something stuck up there somewhere. Well, that wasn't the solution either. The solution was those two patches. And I'll tell you why. And this is again dowsing. I asked, is she slobbering like that because she's got another problem somewhere else in the body? And the answer was yes. If she's slobbering because of some other problem in the body, and the answer is yes, then wait a minute. Is that because she's in pain? I got a strong yes. She's in strong pain from that problem on her rear end, and that's why she's drooling. You know, we get tears in pain, all right? The horses have their reaction. And so, God, I'm so blessed that she is now not drooling like that. It's just, and I dealt with that problem for several years. I'm going to go to the vet. I'm going to call the vet and find out when it was the first time I tried to find that solution when they floated her teeth. I think it was sometime during the pandemic, I think. So early last year.
Again, what do you mean by floating her teeth? Does that mean?
What happens when the horses wear their teeth, sometimes the way they grind them, they get little sharp edges on the tooth. So they go in and they grind off that sharp edge. They take a chisel.
They grind it off like physically.
They actually take a file, a big file, and they put a trap in their mouth so they can't close their mouth and bite them. And they go in there and they sedate them so they don't get too upset. They go in with a big file and grind those edges down. Now, modern technology, the girl I used this time, she has a little electric file on the end of and instead of using a long file, she's got on the end of like a drill motor with a little chisel on it. So it's much easier to work. And she was elated how much easier it was to file the teeth down. So, but it's always, vets don't want to file teeth because the chances, you have to put a contraption in their mouth that they can't close their mouth and bite you. Then you have to stick your arm almost up to your elbow into their mouth. Now, who wants to do that without a contraption to make sure you're not going to get bit? Right? And then you have to grind on their teeth, with a file. It's not an easy job.
Wow.
It's a specialty. like a dentist. It's a dentistry, equine dentistry.
Wow.
Amazing.
And the drooling, is it stopped completely or it's just?
Yes, completely. I looked again this
Oh, that-
morning. I mean, she would be drooling so much. I bet she would lose a good cup, a cup of what do you call it? Mucus? Yeah, it's not mucus. It's actually what
Saliva.
did we saliva? Yeah, she would lose probably a cup of saliva just while I was feeding. So
Wow.
she's in pain 24/7.
Are you gonna
It's
do
all-
a video with her and explain all that?
Yeah, I should do a
I'd really
video
like
of
that.
And-
Oh
and,
yeah,
You know, it's only one day, but following up with that, you know, and
she's
because
out of pain.
Yeah.
obviously she's going to be doing better in other ways, like
Yeah.
happier for one thing.
The way she is now, she's only her only value is a brood mare. Okay? But with this problem solved, and the other problem we're working on with the patches, when I solve that, I have another mare that had the same capacity. I sold for over 6 figures. And I turned down multiple 6-figure numbers a couple times, big time. And this mare could have that same potential. That's big time. But more than that, I get elated. I get goosebumps a little bit now and then, thinking how I'm so happy she has lost that pain that I didn't even know she had. And all those veterinarians that looked at her didn't know she was in pain. That's a sign of pain. I've had another situation where I got caught in a blizzard and my horse's feet got so cold, they froze. And the hairline, which is the top of the hoof, is where the growth is. And that growth area got frozen. And about 2-3 weeks later, I could see a horizontal crack working down as the hoof grew out, like your fingernails, you know. And I could see that crack. I said, wow, that's something. And I asked 3 different veterinarians and several shoers, what do I do about that? Nobody knew. They didn't know until I was on the 100-mile race with that horse, and I was out front. I would have won that day had I continued on. But about halfway through, well, actually about the 65-mile mark, they vetted her out and they said, she looks like she might be a little tender on that foot. And it was that one with the, you know, you can imagine if your fingernails are growing down on a horizontal crack, gotta get that crack out of there. I said, yeah. He says, we don't know what's going to happen, but it could get worse. And I thought, well, I don't want to hurt her. And so I will pull her from the competition. And I said, what should I have done? He said, well, he says, you should have put metal or epoxy or something in there to support that crack. Fill up the crack with that liquid metal that hardens. That would give her support. And all the times before that, no one had that solution till that vet mentioned it. And so I pulled. The next year I won the ride on her.
Yeah.
So what caused the crack?
Yeah.
The
Pardon me?
frostbite, no?
Frostbite?
Yeah, no, it wasn't frostbite. She froze. We're in a blizzard outside of Elko, Nevada. And it was not Elko, but Fallon. The blizzard was so bad, they had to cancel the ride. And I was the first one out. The person went out first. The blizzard hadn't started yet. And then I went out with my son, and we didn't get a quarter of a mile out, and we turned into the wind, and the blizzard was blowing so bad you couldn't see anything. And I turned around and went back. I said, it's impossible to continue. They canceled the ride. And the girl the only one that finished was the one who went out before the blizzard started. And so while I'm waiting, it took me waiting around for over an hour to get my rig to pick her up and get her out of that blizzard. That's when her foot got frozen.
Yep.
Amazing. And that's a lesson I learned. And it was a lesson for the rest of the vets to know that about that crack. But that's that's life, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
So the patches,
Wow. So that's amazing. That's amazing story. And it's amazing, like there's no placebo effect with a horse, right? They're not thinking the patch is going to work. If it works, it
absolutely,
works, you know?
absolutely.
And so I'm feeling so much better. And I took your advice yesterday, Dee. I put the Eon patch right here at night to sleep with. Unbelievable. Like I've got so
Really,
much, I only got because I woke up early, like an hour earlier this morning at 5 a.m. And I didn't feel tired at all. Like I just woke up like that after,
I
and
should order 'em.
and well, I think it's just this location that I don't know. I'll try different patches there because I heard there's a couple different patches you could put there, but I
They work
couldn't.
by
There was no question about that. I was way more rested and felt way more energy in the morning. That wasn't a placebo thing either, and almost to the point where it's unbelievable, like that I only could get
Wow,
by on what is it, 5 hours of sleep. I always need like 8, for my whole life, at least 8.
What is that, potato?
Yeah,
$4. That the X39 page will do this. Patch will help me there too.
with the
I,
sleep.
I,
Yeah.
I have a sleeping problem. I
Wow.
have to wake up. I have to wake up. I bet last night at least 4 times, maybe 5 during the night to train my bladder. And it's
Yeah.
because, and now, especially now, because I'm drinking more water. I'm drinking more water and less coffee because of these patches, see?
Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
I've always known 2 liters of water a day you should have as a minimum for good health.
Yeah.
And I have, without question, and I can say this without reservations. I have absolutely the best water in the world at my ranch. And that's why my horses perform so well. And the water I have, I got from a man who developed it in Austria. It's a unique. He got what's equivalent to the Nobel Prize from Russia, the only non-Russian ever to receive that award because of what he did for their water. And I have his water and I sell it, but I don't sell it very much because people don't believe it. They can't believe how it works. I
Wow.
share this and I share this information with Hussein in Jordan in his royal palace. I shared it in Paris, London, all over the world, uh, and people don't believe it because if you go to the kitchen and draw water out of the kitchen faucet, you can drink that water, right? My water is better. And since Saginaw, Michigan revealed, you probably are aware of what happened in Saginaw. They had almost the whole city, people were dying from their water being poisoned. And my water that completely. Kangen water is the next best thing to what I have. I have Kangen water plus my water. I'll tell you how good my water is. On this 100-mile race, I took a mare I have, her name is Maison, because her sire is Maison. First time she was off the ranch, and I did this 100-mile ride, we got to one of the vet stops, and she didn't want to drink the water because she was used to the water I have at home. I remember I looked at her and she looked down, she picked up her head, she looked around, she went to the next tub, she looked down, picked up her head, went to the next tub, looked down, picked up her head. She wouldn't drink the water. Finally, she went to the 4th tub. She said, I guess this is all there is. I have to drink this crap. And she drank it. And that's when I realized how potential the difference is. And that's also, by the way, when I won the race in 2015, I passed up all these competitors at the watering hole because my mare didn't need water.
Oh, wow. You
She had
can't,
a good
you
foundation.
you can't give away all your secrets.
Part of my boot camp. Part of my boot
Oh,
camp.
it is? Okay, that's okay. I thought you
Hey.
wanted to keep those secrets to yourself.
I would love to share this information with the world.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And the machine, that what I buy, it's not even sold in the United States. I have to go to Canada to get it because FDA.
Right. Yeah.
They
And so
can't.
you treat your water at the ranch. It doesn't matter where the water comes from. It's just because you
Exactly.
treated it. Okay.
Exactly.
I thought you were saying at first that because you live in the mountains there, that it's the best water in the world, but it's the
I have a
treat.
device. I have a device not much bigger than this cup.
Oh, okay.
Depends on the size. I put on my water line at the road.
Okay.
And all the water coming into my property is treated like that.
Okay.
Except for I have another source of water called irrigation water. And I don't have that on a device like this. I should. I tried it once, but it's that device costs a couple $1,000, and you have to get a good filter and da da da. But it's well worth it.
That's awesome.
Look at my horses. The proof is in the horse.
Yeah.
Horses don't lie.
Yeah, horses don't lie.
I have something I'd like you guys' opinion on.
Okay, yeah, we got 4 minutes, 4-minute
No.
countdown there. Yeah.
I have a gentleman that hasn't slept very much in the last 4 months, and I gave him some of the sleep patches, some samples, and he said he's tried the first 2 and it's not really helped him. Put him in different places where it's suggested, and I told him about the forehead or the temple, so he was going to try that. So I need to talk with him today, but I don't know. I just feel like they're not going to help him, or maybe he needs to use them longer for it to really help because it's been so long that he hasn't really slept.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. He's just gonna need
He
to
hasn't slept.
try different.
Like an hour here and there every day, and it's just the body needs sleep before it starts breaking down.
Is he using patches already?
I've given him just the sleep
The
ones.
sleep ones. Yeah.
Sleep ones. Is that what do
Maybe
you call the
try
sleep
the
one?
Eon, Tamara.
Yeah, maybe try
Or
the Eon, maybe
Tamara.
try the X39.
Is there a patch called the sleep ones?
Yeah, what are
Yeah,
they called?
Silent Night.
Silent Nights.
But David Schmidt was the one, Tamara, who said he preferred the Eon. So I would try
Okay.
that. Yeah. And
On the back
Don,
of the neck?
he's raving about it.
Yeah, on the
so
forehead right there at night.
maybe it'll be a better, because they all have a little bit of melatonin, and I guess the Silent Nights is supposed to have more, but the Eon is anti-inflammatory. So maybe there's something that's also needs to be addressed. That's why he's not getting the sleep. I mean,
Well, all
Worth a
these
shot.
patches had some similar features, so they
Mhm,
probably all work in some way the same.
mhm.
But the riptides are what discriminate one from another, I guess, huh?
The
I'm telling
what?
you, the riptides of the patch,
Right?
this company is so advanced. It's
Wow.
incredible.
Wow.
You got to listen to that 1-hour presentation.
Okay, yeah, I didn't find it actually. Can you send a link to the
Because I
love?
looked for it. Yeah, I couldn't
Oh,
find
I
it.
couldn't find it either. I didn't know which one you meant. So if you could share the link. I know you gave us the
It's on the
name.
app. I saw it on the app.
Yeah, I looked there.
I didn't see one that's like an hour long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 58 minutes or something.
I'll get it. I'll show you.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's called, what did we say
Hey,
yesterday?
look, I got on the app 3 videos are being viewed.
Good
Oh,
job,
cool.
Potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow I want to talk about the recruiting and the system. We started earlier to talk about that. I got my 25 in again today, reach outs, connections. That's awesome. And 25 yesterday. So now the machine is running. It's not stopping it. Things are happening, it's like, it's unbelievable how things just shift like that. So I'm learning constantly what's working, what's not working, and what you were talking about earlier, Dee, about how same thing you're doing, finding out what's working now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we
Trial
got
and error.
Yeah, right. Trial and error, just figuring it out. And then once you lock onto something that works, then you don't change it. You just keep doing it. Yeah. So I'm in that stage now. Okay, we got our countdown.
I'm looking
Okay.
for the,
Yeah, share it in the LoveBoat group, and I'll put it in the group for this. I'll put it in the
I got all
comments.
the videos on here. I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
Yeah, which one it is. Yeah.
Thank you,
Shit.
Potato. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and that was a great call today with, yeah, you should definitely do some videos and recordings of the,
Let me tell you, that 1 hour video is so incredible.
I'm gonna watch it.
Everyone should watch it. And don't hesitate to share it where you can. It's hard to get people to listen for an hour, but I'm telling you, that video is
Okay.
incredible.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, guys.